Hey, this is Calamar 1988. And why, Aaron? Wrong? Why? You said it's okay to argue with my grandma, basically, because you were saying you weren't getting along with your grandma, or at least you didn't. I want to argue with my grandma so badly. I'm like a drug addict, and I went cold turkey. I am argumentative. I'm a know-it-all. I've been that way for my whole life. And dude, you are a know-it-all as well. Or at least you seem like it. You know a hell of a lot more than me. And I want to be like you. I want to learn so much more about evolutionary biology. I'm fascinated by it. And now, because of, well, I suppose this is going to be a private video, so I have disabilities and I go through a lot of pain physically. But now I'm getting healthier and I can walk miles now. I've been working out every day or every other day, going swimming, working out for hours at the gym. I'm in horrible pain working out, but I do it because I need to. I focus my mind. I do what's best for me. I know it, and I know what's right. I know what I need to do, even if it's painful. And I have that kind of commitment to working out. But when it comes to not arguing with my grandma, I want to argue. I know I seem like a little kid, but I can't help it. I mean, really, I feel like I want to just, I'm antsy when I'm around her. It's like, oh, just say it, just say it, just say it. Oh, okay, yeah, Jesus. I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm a fool. Yeah, Oh yeah, yeah, I'm going to hell. Yeah, oh yeah, I love you too, Grandma. You fucking. I feel like that all the time. Cause she said to me, last thing she said that was really hurtful was this. She looked me right in the eye. And this is my grandmother. She had never said anything rude to me or cruel in my life, and I just didn't believe these words would come out of her mouth. She said this to me, Bryce, you don't know what you're talking about. You're stupid. You're foolish. You're ignorant. You deserve to burn in hell if you reject Jesus. And you will. And when you die, and you're screaming in agony with all the other atheists and Carl Sagan, because I said Carl Sagan in the conversation we were just talking about it, and Carl Sagan, and he's there, which he's already there screaming, and you finally get there with him, and you're all screaming up to God for forgiveness. Well, it's too late then. You're going to be in agony, screaming for all eternity, and you'll deserve it. I know that you probably heard this before from your family, but this made me distraught. It broke my heart. I lost almost all my respect for my grandma instantly. I mean, have you ever had that where in an instant, only a few words, a sentence or two, someone can just take all the respect you had for them away? Maybe even some of the love you had for them. She was one of my favorite people in the world, and she said that to my face. I know people go through far more, and I know people go through so much more than me, but that broke my heart. So every time I'm around her, I try to ignore her. I try to not even speak to her sometimes, because it pisses me off just to be around her, that she would say such a thing to me and insult my intelligence when she doesn't even know what the fuck she's talking about. In the last conversation I had with her, she said these words, and this is something I hung her with in the argument. I mean, I really tore her a new one, and I waited until she hung herself. And what she did is she said this. She said, "Well, Bryce, you should believe in Jesus, because Jesus was the one who talked about gays, and that was in the New Testament." And she said the verse about gays that's in the Old Testament. And she said Genesis, which is in the Old Testament, was in the New Testament. That it was all in the New Testament. That none of that was in the Old Testament. And that the Ten Commandments was in the New Testament. And Moses was in the New Testament. And that also the, what was it? There was one other thing. Oh, it was another part of the Old Testament that she said was in the New Testament. I can't remember what it was, but she said each one of these things was in the New Testament, and it was all from Jesus. I waited until she finished that sentence, those sentences, because I wanted to let her hang herself as much as possible. And I then said, when she was talking, I cut her off because she was like, and Bryce, and you're also in another thing. And I was like, that's in the Old Testament, Grandma. You should know that if you're a Christian woman, shouldn't you? And she was like, ah. At first she was like, ah. And she was right about to say, you know, like, how dare you cut me off? How dare? And then she was like, uh, and she just shut up for like 30 seconds. It was the most beautiful silence ever. And part of me said, it was like, it was going, oh, I wish there was more witnesses. And then there was another part of me like, oh, thank goodness no one else was around here to see her get embarrassed. It would break her heart. And that's the little angel on my shoulder that I wish I could just go, because I so badly just want to tear my grandma a new one. I know that sounds cold, but I can't help it. It's how I feel because I'm angry at her for saying such hurtful things and not even thinking before she speaks. She doesn't want to think about these things, and so when she attacks me about it, and then I have an argument, and she doesn't have an argument to say back. She doesn't have anything to say back rational. All she can do is insult me, and even when I ignore her, she wants to insult me. That's just wrong. So she's such a good Christian woman. Anyway, I don't want to bitch to you, man. I just wanted to say that, man, your comment at first was like, oh, Aaron Raw said something to me. Let me guess, he's gonna say, you know, hey, don't argue with grandma. You know, hey, you can avoid it. And it's like, well, I didn't avoid it with my grandma. Go get her. I was like, damn it! Don't feed the demon on my shoulder, please. Don't feed it. It will win. Because I really want to argue, but anyway. So what I do now is I pull up this piece of paper, and it's a piece of paper from a notebook that I have that I write lots of stuff about the Bible. And here's my copy of the Bible. I keep it by the computer because I read it while I'm watching videos sometimes. And it's 10 different things found in 5 minutes where Jesus Christ is condoning or is actively commanding and supporting, endorsing a part of the Old Testament that's wrong. And it's cool. I found that in like 5 minutes. I was looking through where I've already marked things in the New Testament. Anyway, separate from that, that's just how I'm getting along, and that I appreciate that you sent me that message. And even though at first I was like, no, don't feed the demon. Don't feed my pride. My intellectual pride will eat it up, and will go, hey, Aaron Raw gave me the excuse when my grandma's dead on the floor from having a heart attack. I was like, hey, I won the argument. Just before she died, she said, fine, you're right, God doesn't exist. And then I can go, I won the argument. Just saying. Aunties, uncles, I won the argument. Aaron Raw gave me the excuse. Just saying. Anyway, there's one other thing I wanted to say before this video is over. I don't have much time left now. Evolutionary biology I've been passionate about, or at least biology I've been passionate about since I was 8 years old. And you are probably the the most well-spoken and the most intelligent man I've ever heard. More than Christopher Hitchens or even Richard Dawkins. The way you speak and the depth of information you have in your videos is just it's abounding. It's incredible. I mean, it overflows you with information. I have to bring a fucking dictionary when I read or watch your videos. Anyway, I like to know the different types of evolutionary biology, and I'd like to go into evolutionary biology. So please send me a letter or a video. Tell me about different types of evolutionary biology so I can learn more about it, research, development, that kind of thing. Anyway, thank you, buddy, and talk to you later.